Jabari, let's start with how are you feeling?
I feel good.
As you're going through this process, obviously you've done it before. Has anything been different this time around, or did you learn something the first time that you're applying this time around?
No, I saw the same stuff. Just reassuring the first time that I did it and multiplying that by 2 for what I'm going through right now.
Jabari, how do you try and stay connected and help the team during the next few months when you're not going to be able to play?
Well, just showing up to practice is the main thing for me. It's just taking baby steps and making sure I always communicate, interact with my teammates.
Jabari, Jason earlier mentioned sort of weaving you in February. I assume that's still the goal for you. And then what are you able to do now? Where are you in sort of the rehab process?
Well, I can do everything right now. Yeah, it's just building that, making it repetitive, and growing in that aspect. So this is probably where I am the summertime for the most guys that are, training during the summer. So I'm in that off-season regimen like them.
Obviously, February is still the goal.
Now, Malcolm, how do you obviously had a great rookie season. How do you build off of that as you head into year number 2?
I think I think you have to look at your rookie season, look at your past season, and really build on whatever mistakes you made. Whether it's look at film, whether it's think about the times that you were really tired, at what points during the season, and be able to anticipate that and prevent it as much as possible. And then I think it's just going ahead and playing. I've worked really hard, harder than I ever have this summer, on my body, on my skill set, and it's important for me to go out and play, regardless of what accolades I've earned in the past. I have to go out and improve myself. I have a chip on my shoulder at all times, so I'm going to go out and play hard every night.
Malcolm, you seem like a natural leader, but as a rookie, obviously, you want to just know your role and do whatever the team asks of you. Do you feel like you will grow more into that leadership role or be more of a voice this year?
Absolutely. I think it's expected of me from Coach Kidd. I think my teammates expected of me for me to have a voice, especially as a point guard on the floor. You have to have a voice. You have to be able to command people a little bit. You got to be able to listen as well. But that's an important role that I think I want to step into, a leadership role on this team, and being able to talk to everybody. I think it's important to be able to talk to the guys that aren't playing right now as much as you talk to the guys that are on the floor with you. So understanding those things are sort of the ways that I'm going to continue to learn and continue to build.
Obviously, you had a strong rookie year last year, Malcolm, and did a little bit of everything, passing, rebounding, and shooting, all of those things. What is it that you try to focus on in this offseason as you're trying to find a way to get better as a player?
For me, it's always about the one thing I can control is coming in top shape. I feel like I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. And, whether that's cutting a few pounds, I did that. I'm eating cleaner. So it's just important about taking care of your body as much as possible going into training camp, going into the season. And then once the season starts, this summer I really worked on being versatile. That's sort of my mark, is being able to do everything, like you said, being able to do everything at a high level. That's what I want to do. I don't really hone in on one thing. I really worked on my shooting it from range. I really worked on my ball handling. I worked on my slides laterally. I work on everything. So it's important for me to continue to be versatile and not sort of categorize myself.
Malcolm, that was a career high, I assume, for a number of games played in a season for you being a rookie. Did you learn something about the process of maintaining your body? You're talking about eating cleaner and things like that. Was there a time where you felt like, well, this is getting to be a long season, starting to feel it?
Absolutely. I think it was the couple weeks leading into All-Star break. I really started to feel it. I really started to understand, what the rookie wall was, things like that. And it's important to pace yourself. You want to come out hard and play. You want to come out every night and play extremely hard. But at the end of the day, you got to know your limits. Some days after practice, you're not going to be able to work out. You're not going to be able to get there as early and do the extra stuff. So it's about understanding your body, understanding what you should be eating in order to perform at a high level every day, and understanding how much you should be resting and sleeping and just all of it. So it's a journey, and you sort of learn that through your rookie year, and I'm going to continue to learn throughout this year.
No heavy lifting here, guys. Just the basic middle school essay. What'd you do over your summer vacation? Anything interesting? Anything fun? Anything rewarding?
I took a few vacations, but one that was really interesting for me and a lot of fun, I really enjoyed it, was going to Taiwan. I went over there for a 3-on-3 tournament, big tournament they hold every summer, and, it was a great experience. The people in Asia really love basketball. They might love it more than we do over here, so it's a fascinating experience. It was awesome.
Oh, y'all know what I did. I stayed here, and I drove a lot. So I drove back and forth. So that's all I did.
Jabari, you've spoken eloquently about social justice issues in the past. What did you think about the president's comments about the anthem and the Warriors, and then the reaction that you've seen over the last couple of days as well?
Put me on hot seat. Well, I'm not really surprised at what he said because, basically that's the narrative of Mr. Trump, and that's the type of person he is. So I don't know. I guess it's just the chance to talk to the media. Like, what do you guys think about it? We done spoke about it, for the longest. But I think that anybody with any responsibility has an opportunity to create change and to take a side. And you have good and you have bad. There's no in between, because when you're in the middle, you're in favor of the oppressor. And that's a quote by Desmond Tutu. So I just pretty much not surprised of what's happening. And as far as the flag goes, it's not like people are doing it for any ordinary reason. There's a huge meaning, a broad horizon to it. A lot of people are frustrated that nothing has changed from the time that we've learned it from kids into now. It's been a lot of bad going on within the oppression of colored folks and minorities, and it just all boils down to compassion, and that's what a lot of people lack in our country, is compassion for people's story. And when you feel a chance to have compassion for another and empathy for another person, and put yourself in their shoes, then pretty much makes a place a better place. And until then, we're not going to make any progress. Basically, that's what it is.
For both of you guys, your front office has used continuity as kind of a key word today, that they want this roster to grow together, and they want the continuity. They want you guys to keep going. So what does that mean to have that vote of confidence that they think you guys are the part of this team that can grow and be competitive for a championship?
And when they said that, you're saying continuity towards?
Of keeping the team together, not really needing to add a lot of outside.
Absolutely. I think that puts a lot of trust. Our owners and, our front office have a lot of trust in us as a core. I think we have a very strong core. I think we got guys like Jabari, Chris, Giannis that are, some of the best players in our league today. So, I think as long as, they continue to lead, as the other guys on the team continue to follow their lead, and we continue to, operate as a cohesive unit. And, this is a long season. Not let any parts of the season divide us. I think we're going to be successful.
Malcolm, what was your reaction to when the schedule came out, right? It's very clear that the NBA feels power and interest lies in Boston, Cleveland, Milwaukee, and you guys start the season that way. I think it's a reflection of what the NBA thinks of the Milwaukee Bucks. How do you make sure that perception becomes a reality and you have that strong foot forward right from the get-go?
I think we have to, we understand that, the NBA purposely put this schedule together this way. It's a rigorous schedule at the very beginning. But we have to, keep our heads down and keep working. Regardless of who we play, we can't play up or down this year. Last year we played really well when we would play Cleveland, but then we would play the teams that were not winning as much. We would drop our level of play to theirs. That can't happen this year. We need to, continue to step up our style of play and play at Cleveland's level, but also when we play the teams that aren't as good as us, we need to continue to play at that level. So I think that's going to be the key going into this season, being able to play at a high level for a long time.
To start the year last year, you had backed up Delly, and then that role kind of flipped. What has it been like working with Delly, obviously a guy that comes from a championship background, and what have you been able to learn from him in this year, and what do you think going forward?
Honestly, the one thing I've learned from Delhi is how to be a professional. Regardless of his circumstance, he continues to work hard. He continues to show up to work every day. He continues to compete and be a great teammate. He's one of the best teammates I've had, and he's truly shown me how the vets are, how veterans learn to be professionals. And how you learn that through playing with a guy like LeBron, through winning a championship. There's certain things that you possess that are valuable to every NBA team. So that's why Delhi's a highly sought after guy.
Jabari, with all the talk of continuity with the team, obviously this year is a pivotal year for you and where your future might be headed, Milwaukee or elsewhere, whatever that may be. How do you approach being in the last year of your contract, and where are those conversations at with the Bucks front office right now?
I have no clue, and that's why I pay 3%. Yeah, I let them do all the madness. But yet again, I just focus on where I can improve, and I try to erase all the distractions and outside noise because, my life is on the line, and I want to get better. So that's how I look at it. Yeah, this is where I want to be, but at this point, it's not my choice.
Malcolm, over the summer, you had also, like Jabari, spoken out a little bit and talked about how you think it's absurd that professional athletes shouldn't be able to talk politics and speak out. What has it meant to you to see the best of the best in the NBA, LeBron and Steph Curry, both speak out?
Like I said earlier, it's admirable. I think those guys are using their platform to do good, to bring people together, to bring this country together. And people listen. These guys in the NBA, they have influence. And when they speak out, people listen. So, I think it's been amazing. I think what guys are doing in the NFL, I think it's amazing what people are doing, coming together on both sides of all colors. Everybody's coming together. This is what we need at this time. And, I encourage more people to do it.
Malcolm, a year ago, we were doing this in a decades-old gymnasium on a different side of town. What's it like to come to work here every day?
It's been amazing. As you can see, this facility is second to none, and I've enjoyed coming in here every morning, working. We have state-of-the-art everything in here. So, my Jabari will tell you, my teammates will tell you, it's been a blessing to be able to come into this facility every day.
Jabari, I'd ask you something similar because I feel like you've been the one that's been here the most. You've probably gotten the most use out of this place. What has it been like to work out here?
It's a blessing to have state-of-the-art equipment. Being able to use a huge weight room and 2 courts now is making a big difference because we used to have to use all the rims around 1 court, but now everybody gets their space, and I get the attention that I need while they're able to play pickup. So it makes a major difference. But it's also bittersweet at the same time because, the Cousins Center is like my college. And this is the time that I spent that I would have been in college for. So I have a lot of memories, and I spent a lot of time there. So, and then I'll spend a lot of time here. So, yeah.
Speaking of college, Malcolm, you spent your college years in Charlottesville. So just your reaction personally to the events over the weekend with the President's Words Friday, the tweets, the subsequent responses from other athletes, just your personal observation of what's been going on in the last 72 hours, given that you've been impacted more personally than others, perhaps, by some of the turmoil in the past few months?
The events in Charlottesville and the things that President Trump has said, I'm not surprised. There's a lot of hateful things, a lot of racist, themes going around right now. But I think it's important for athletes to continue to speak out, to step up, to use their platform. And I think as we continue to come together, unify, I think we can make progress. But everything starts at the top. We have to have a leader that wants to unify people, that doesn't want to, pull people apart. And if we don't have a leader that is going to, try to do that, then it's going to be a tough road. So, I think racism is something that's always going to exist. But, I think there are a lot of good people here. There are a lot of good people that live in the U.S., and not everybody is a bad person. So I think it's important that, people continue to step out and voice their opinions and demonstrate and protest and do whatever they have to do to see change happen.
And Malcolm, on this same line, it might be a little bit early for this, but will you have a team meeting and talk to your fellow teammates about, okay, what to do during an anthem or how you use your platform or whatever? Maybe talk about your thought process, at least at this point.
For sure. I think that's a discussion we're going to have. Whatever we do, we're going to do it as one. But, today is media day where we got to, take this thing in strides, and that'll definitely be a discussion we have in the future.